Hello Techies. In this session, we will test our knowledge on PL500 exam, how to work with SharePoint and environment variables. Alright, what is the PL500 question here? You are preparing to create a cloud flow that requires data from a SharePoint list. You must use different SharePoint lists for the test and production environments. You need to configure the flow to select the correct SharePoint list for the environment where you deploy the flow. Which 5 actions should you perform in sequence? There are 8 actions are given. Out of these 8 actions, we have to select 5 actions which we need to perform in sequence. Before answering the question, we will understand the PL500 question and understand the steps and actions in the requirement. If we observe over here, we need to create a cloud flow that queries data from a SharePoint list. For this one, we need to create a cloud flow at the first step. If you go for the second one, you must use different SharePoint lists for test and production environment. For an example, in test environment, we retrieve the data from issue tracking list, whereas in production environment, we retrieve data from production issue tracking list. So that we will use different SharePoint lists for the test and production environments. Now we need to configure the flow to select the correct SharePoint list for the environment where you deploy. Now for the environment perspective, we need to create an environment variable for test and production environments, right? So that what we are going to do, we are going to create environment variable for the site and list. Now to retrieve the data, that is querying data from the SharePoint list, what we are going to do, we are going to add an action which retrieves data from the SharePoint. Now, the main point is that you need to create and access environment variables, so that we need to create a solution first, and then we will add cloud flows and environment variables for that one, right? And then what we are going to do, we are going to export the solution from testing environment and import to the production environment. First we create a solution and then we will add the environment variables at the second step. Then we will create a cloud flow that retrieves data by using get items actions from SharePoint. What we'll do after that, we'll export and import the solution from testing to the production environment, and finally while importing the solution we'll provide the values from SharePoint site and list. These are the steps which we will follow. Alright? But these actions will be a little bit different based on our actions. Now, let me show you practically how we are going to retrieve this query data from the SharePoint by using environment variables for the list and sites. Alright, let me switch to the browser and navigate to make.powerautomate.com. Now I'm in the environment that is UAT or testing environment. At the first step, I'm going to create a solution by clicking on solutions. Now I'm going to click on new solution and I'm going to give the display name as issue management solution. I'm going to select default publisher and then the version is 1.0.0.0 and I'm going to click on create. This is our first step. Now at the second step, I'm going to create environment variables. How can I go ahead and create it? Inside my solution, I'm having new. I'm going to click on that. And there I'm going to click on more. And there you can see I'm having environment variable. Let's click on that. Now, first of all, we'll understand what is environment variable. In Power Automate, an environment variable is a solution component that stores parameter keys and values that can be used as the input for other application objects. In our case, we are going to create a cloud flow, so that we are going to use this environment variable as the input for our SharePoint get items action. Environment variables should be used to store any process or application information required to work the business process that may be subject to change between the environments. Environment variables allows us to store the connection references or keys which needs to be used inside the environment. We can configure or declare environment variables inside Power Automate solution to keep configurable data items or static data items. These environment variables help us to avoid hard-coded values for configured data that must be changed during the ALM operations. It allows us to modify the values while moving the solution to other environments. Environment variables can be used in a solution cloud flows since they are available inside the dynamic content selector. If you don't create an environment variable inside the solution, we cannot get this environment variable inside our dynamic selectors. Alright, now we are going to create two environment variables for the site as well as the list of the SharePoint. Now, the first environment variable, I'm going to give the display name over here as issue SharePoint sites, and then the description, I'm just going to give it as sites. And there you can see the data type. I'm having different types of data types over here, such as decimal number, JSON, text, yes or no, data source, and secret. Here, to connect with my SharePoint, I'm going to use the data type as data source. What is this data source? Data source environment variable stores parameters that are required by one or more actions in the connector. And these parameters are often varied depending on the action. For an example, a SharePoint online connection does not store any information about sites, lists, or document libraries. If you select data source is the selected type, you also need to select the connector, a valid connection for the selected connector, and the parameter type. Alright, I'm going to select the data source over here. And there you can see I have to select the valid connector over here. For that, I'm going to select choose connector, and there I'm going to select SharePoint as my connector. Let me select that. There you can see I'm going to select valid connection, and then I'm going for the parameter type. There, this environment variable I'm going to using for the sites, right? For that one, let me show you the SharePoint sites over here. If you go for the SharePoint, I'm having a site called UAT issue management. There inside that, I'm having the list that is UAT issue tracker. For the testing environment, I'm having one list that is UAT issue tracker. I'm having another site that is production issue management, where the list will be changed as production issue tracker as the list. Now we are having two different sites for the SharePoint site, and then two different lists that we are having for the list, right? Now, as the first step, I'm going to select parameter type as site over here. And you can see the current site value. I'm going to give the new value over here by clicking on new site value. And then I'm going to select UAT issue management, because right now we are in the UAT environment, right? I'm going to select, and there you can see I have selected UAT issue management as my current site. Let me click on save. Now, a new environment variable with the name of issue SharePoint sites has created successfully. Now we are going to create another variable for the list. How can we go ahead and do that? I'm going to use new, and then I'm going for the more, and then I'm going to use environment variables. I'm going to give the display name of the environment variable as issue SharePoint list. Now the description I'm going to give it as list. And then I'm going to choose the data type over here as data source, and the connector I'm going to use it as SharePoint, and then I'm going to use the connection which is valid one, and the parameter type I'm going to select it as list. Now for the parameter type list, I'm going to get it as sites over here. There you can see if I'm going to drop down this sites, I'm going to get issue SharePoint sites, which is the environment variable which we have already created just right now, right? I'm going to select that. And there you can see current list value. Override the default value by selecting the current value for your environment. We can override whenever you're going to export to another environment, right? I'm going to click on new list value. And there you can see I'm having current list, which I'm going to drop down that. There you can see I'm having UAT issue tracker. Let me select that. And then I'm going to click on save. Now, two environment variables have been created successfully. Now to use these two environment variables and to retrieve the data from the SharePoint list, I'm going to create a cloud flow by clicking on new, and then I'm going to create a new cloud flow by selecting automation, and then I'm going for the cloud flow. So in the PL500 question, they have not mentioned it is a scheduled or automated or instant cloud flow. For the time being, I'm going to select instant cloud flow. And then I'm going to give the name as SharePoint list. And then I'm going to select manually trigger a flow. And then I'm going to click on create. Now, to retrieve the list from the SharePoint, I'm going to click on new step. And then I'm going to use the connector that is SharePoint. Let me search for that. And then I'm going to select SharePoint over here. There you can see I'm having the action called get items to retrieve the list from the SharePoint. Let me select that. If you see the parameters for get items action, the first parameter is that site address. Now we are going to choose site address from the environment variable. How can I go ahead and do that? I'm going to drop down this and then I'm going to select custom values. And there you can see I'm having the environment variables that is issue SharePoint sites. I'm going to select that. In such a way, I'm going to select the list names that is the environment variable that is issue SharePoint list. I'm going to select enter custom values and then I'm going for the issue SharePoint list. And then I'm going to click on save. Now the Cloudflow has saved successfully. Now if you observe, to retrieve the items from the SharePoint, we have chosen SharePoint site and list from the environment variables in the get items action. Right? Let me go back to the solution. And there you can see inside my solution, I'm having one Cloudflow and two environment variables. Correct? Inside that, I'm having a SharePoint issue management solution that is the connection reference also. Now, what we have to do, we have to export this solution and we have to import this solution in the production environment. Now, let me go back to the solutions by clicking on back to solutions. And there you can see I'm having issue management. Let me click on more commands and there I'm going to click on export solution. And there I'm going to click on next. And then I'm going to create a version number that is 1.0.0.1 and I'm going to export as managed solution. This is the solution we are going to move to the production environment. Alright, let me click on export. Now the issue management solution has exported successfully. Let me click on download. Now this solution I want to import in the production environment. I'm going to switch the environments. I'm going to click on environments. Now I'm going for the production environment that is one data production. Now I'm going to import this solution into the production environment by clicking on import solution and there I'm going to select browse and there you can see I'm having issue management solution. Let me select that and then I'm going to click on open. Now let me click on next. Now you can see the environment details that is production and name issue management solution. Now I'm going to click on next. There you can see I'm having the connectivities. So it is trying to re-establish the connections. Let me click on next. There you can see the important point is that we need to provide the values for the SharePoint site and list in the production environment, right? I'm going to select the environments over here. There I'm going for the production environment management, production issue management, and the site I'm going to make it as prod issue tracker. And then I'm going to click on import. Now the solution that is issue management solution has imported successfully into the production environment. If I go for the my flows and there you can see I'm having the Cloudflow with the name of SharePoint list. All right. Let me switch to the PL500 question and there you can see we are having 8 actions. Out of these 8 actions, we have to select 5 actions which we need to perform in sequence. Let me go one by one of these actions. The first action, create new Cloudflow in a solution and add get items action. Yes, as the first step, we have created a solution and inside that we have created the variables. After creating the variable, we have created a new Cloudflow in a solution and added get items action. First action is correct. Now coming to the second action, choose a SharePoint site and list from the environment variables. While we are working with get items action, For the site address, we have chosen SharePoint site environment variable, and list we have selected from the environment variables. So that action 2 also is correct. Now coming to the third action, in the solution, create a connection reference to the SharePoint list. We have not created any connection reference for the SharePoint list, so that the action 3 is wrong. Now coming to the fourth action, enter custom values for the target SharePoint site and list. While we have exported and imported the solution, we have selected the SharePoint site and list from the displayed values, not from the custom values. So that action 4 also is wrong. Coming to the fifth action, create an environment variable where data types equals to data source and parameter type equals to list. Correct. We have created an environment variable where data type equals to data source, which it will connect to the connection reference, that is SharePoint, and then we have selected parameter type as list, that is for issue tracking. Action 5 also is correct. Now coming to the action 6, create an environment variable where data type equals to data source and parameter type equal to site. Before creating the environment variable for the list, we have created the site also. So that action 6, create an environment variable where data type equals to data source and parameter type equals to site is the correct one. Now coming to the action 7, manually enter the names for the SharePoint site and list. We have not entered the names of the site and list manually, so that action 7 is wrong. Now coming to the action 8, select the target SharePoint site and list from the list of the displayed values. There we have given the drop downs for that one, where SharePoint we have selected the site and the list from the values. Correct? Action 8 also is correct. Now out of these 8 actions, we have to perform 5 actions in sequence. What are the actions? First, we are going to create an environment variable where data type is data source and parameter type equals to site inside my solution. That is my first action. And the second action, we have created an environment variable where data type equals to data source and parameter type equals to list is my second action. And coming to the third action, create new Cloudflow in a solution and add a get items action. Inside the get items action, we have chose SharePoint site and list from the environment variables is the fourth action. And finally, after importing the solution to the production environment, we have selected the target SharePoint site and list from a list of displayed values. These are the sequence of actions which we have performed in order. Let me reveal the answer. There you can see the first action, we have created an environment variable where data type equals to data source and parameter type equals to site. Second one, created an environment variable where data type equals to data source and parameter type equals to list. Third action, we have created a new Cloudflow in a solution and adds a get items action. You may ask why we have selected the third action over here, because if you don't create the environment variables first inside the solution, you can't add the SharePoint site and list from the environment variables while you are working with parameters inside my get items action. So that at the fourth one, we have chosen the SharePoint site and list from the environment variables, where these are the third and fourth are the actions after creating the environment variables. And fifth one, we have selected the target SharePoint site and list from a list of displayed values after importing the solution into the production environment. Alright, I hope you understand how to work with SharePoint list and environment variables as part of this tutorial.